Welcome once again to Hitman 2016. I am Brandon Carey, and today we will go through Episode 6, Hokkaido, Japan.
Good morning, 47. The board has sanctioned Eric Soda's for termination. After Colorado, we did some digging into Soda's private affairs and discovered that he has been fast-tracked for critical heart surgery at the hyper-exclusive Gama Private Hospital in Hokkaido, Japan. Such a display of power has Providence written all over it. Sodas, who suffers from a rare condition known as situs inversus, where his internal organs are reversed, desperately needs a right-sided heart transplant and has clearly betrayed the ICA to get it. He was admitted last night and is currently being prepped for a 3-day surgery. We have booked you into Gama under the usual guise of Tobias Reaper, corporate shark, here for a standard medical checkup. As such, you will need to play it by ear and procure whatever tools you need to complete the mission. You also need to eliminate Yuki Yamazaki, a Tokyo lawyer who works for Providence. Sodas has already given Yamazaki access to our client records and has agreed to provide a full list of active ICA operatives post-operation. This transaction cannot be allowed to happen. Sodas must pay for his treachery, and his insidious employers must be taught a lesson. ICA's sovereignty is at stake. Powerful as Providence may be, we need to draw a line in the sand. I will leave you to prepare.
So when Diana says that we need to procure all of our items on site, she means that quite literally. The area is highly secure, and as a result, we are not allowed to bring any equipment in with us. All we have is what's in the level. Which, when I saw this on the PS4, I was shocked and impressed. Because this is, in my opinion, a great way to end the episodic series. So since there's no planning involved, nothing to really prepare for, let's just begin the mission.
Welcome to Hokkaido, 47. The Gama Private Hospital provides cutting-edge medical treatment for the global elite, outside the law if required. The facility is partially run by an artificial intelligence system known as Achy. The AI oversees patient admission to various areas in the hospital, and even participates in some medical procedures. You will find Eric Sodas in the operating theater, undergoing a pre-surgery regenerative stem cell treatment, a highly controversial procedure, yet to be approved by Japanese authorities. Yuki Yamazaki has already arrived. You'll find her in her suite or roaming the restaurant and spa areas of the hospital. Sodas is scheduled to be put under soon. Let us make sure he stays that way. Good luck, 47.
Hello, Mr. Reaper. As part of the service here at Gamma, your personal robe has been outfitted with a radio frequency identification chip. The device will unlock and allow access to your personal suite.
So that is the primary gimmick of this level, is that there are no keys. Whether or not you can open a door is determined entirely by what disguise you have equipped, because every disguise has an ID chip in it that lets the system know what door it's allowed to open for that disguise.
I hope you're enjoying your stay.
And you, the player, can tell what disguise is open what by the symbols on the back of each disguise. You'll notice when we get to a couple of the doors in this level that some of the doors will be marked by certain symbols next to the locks, and those symbols correspond to disguises. And I thought that for a level, this is a great gimmick, because I once spoke way back in the Blood Money LP during the Heaven and Hell party that disguises in Hitman are a lot like keys, in that they decide what you're allowed access to and how.
Helmut Kruger, the model.
Yeah, the one and only. I mean, you know, the resemblance was always there. People always used to tell me, and you know that. They would tell me, hey, you look just like Helmut Kruger, and I'm like, shut up. But here I am, just sort of fulfilling a prophecy, I guess. I'm about to go meet my surgeon for a checkup, and I cannot wait to see what I look like underneath.
But you're Jason Portman, the new face of Silicon Valley. Modem called you the Golden Brain. Your stock is soaring. How will people react if you suddenly look like someone else?
Shut up, you'll see. Once the bandages come off. It's almost time.
So it's not that far-fetched to think of these disguises as literally keys.
No, wait, you're not Helmut. Hey, what's up? Hey, bad form, dude. You stole my idea. Hey, look, asshole. Maybe you can find someone else to emulate? How about, I don't know, Jordan Cross? He's hot, right? Wow, this is super embarrassing. At least we don't attend the same social circles. Shut up, we don't, right? I've got connections. I can make you disappear for good. That's okay, didn't hurt.
Oh, what? No
Since, in a way, disguises already were keys that told the guards what you could and couldn't get into, it's really not much of a logical leap to make them literally the keys to open doors. Literal doors, as opposed to figurative doors.
Jason Portman. Yeah, just hanging out in Japan.
And that's aside from the gimmick that you have to procure all your items on site.
Shut up, invisible man.
Which...
Shut up, that's a good one. No, seriously. No, I'm in the final
Which
stages.
ordinarily...
Back when we were,
you would think, well, since they give you this whole game to level up and unlock items and
Shut up, yes, 2 weeks from now.
in places to stash gear,
Paris, nobody would know the
it doesn't make sense to deprive you of that kind of resource in the final episode.
Am I right?
And I can see where people would go with that,
Shut up, the gym?
but personally, I think denying those resources is almost a great refresher, because it means you have to rely on the stuff that you have learned through playing the first 5 episodes. The kinds of thought processes that were initially instilled in you during the tutorial way back when the game first came out, and enforced through the play in Paris, Sapienza, Morocco, Bangkok, Colorado, etc. This is the ultimate test of whether or not you can do a Hitman mission on your own without the assistance of the tools that you have come to rely on, almost. And of course, the level designers aren't jerks. They are going to provide you with the opportunities and the means to do the level without any items. You just got to remember to use your own knowledge and skills to take advantage of those opportunities.
Typical. Doc probably got stuck with some.
And this is probably emblematic of...
Vaginal rejuvenation or something.
I'm not sure if this says anything about me in particular,
Or whatever you're doing in there.
but when I saw this man who looks like Helmut Kruger, my very first instinct was to strangle him and take his clothes. I don't know what that says about me personally, but I saw in him a person whose clothes I want desperately to take. So I did. And of course, obviously he's a unique NPC, so my thought was, there's probably a unique opportunity here somewhere if I just take his outfit. And then when the challenge complete came on the prompt, that's when I knew I was onto something.
Mr. Jason Portman. Please come to the hospital entrance. A doctor will escort
And,
you to a checkup.
Ah, Mr. Portman.
That was for
perfect
Mr.
timing.
Jason
Follow
Portman.
me to the consultation room, if you please.
A doctor
you
will
must be
escort
eager to
you
see
to
the
your
new you.
appointment.
Sure
Please
enough.
proceed to the hospital entrance.
You pay attention, opportunities just open
Gentlemen,
themselves up to you.
Mr. Portman is with me. No need to bother him with unnecessary security measures. So, facial
So
surgery
we're just going to
tends
follow
to
this
heal
woman
pretty
up
quickly.
to
But I
Mr. Portman's
understand yours was quite
appointment
extensive.
to unwrap his
We've
bandages.
got the best facilities.
And when you think about what we had to do to get those bandages, because presumably these are the bandages that we took from Portman's body.
Must be good to get out a little, stretch those legs.
So you think about that, 47's a bit of an asshole.
But I imagine it can get tedious to lie in bed all day. If you haven't been to the gym yet,
See this guy that's gonna take his bandages. Also, considering those bandages are probably disgusting and bloody,
you're in good hands, Mr. Portman.
it's really weird that our first instinct is to take the bandages as well. Unless for some reason 47 just carries with him like this,
in Johannesburg.
like these rolls upon rolls of medical bandages. At least it's just the face he took bandages off and not the whole body. That is a really weird decision. But also really awesome.
Okay, Mr. Portman, your surgeon is in here. He should be ready for your checkup. Have a nice day.
Mr. Portman, thank you for waiting. If you can just sit down for a
Now, if you don't
started right away.
take this opportunity, the guard there will stay there, meaning there's not a real good chance to acquire a surgeon disguise.
Let's have a look.
And that's what we're doing here.
Be still as I remove
Also a cool callback to episode 1, because we did this same kind of
Oh my. It's
cutaway,
astonishing.
or
Not only
cut around
the spitting image of
with Helmut Kruger when you apply his makeup.
swelling is completely subsided and there's not a trace of bruising. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you'd never undergone surgery. It's perfect. It's simply
And
perfect.
soon we will have our
I'm
chance.
sorry. This is very emotional for me.
Now that guard is gone, we can hide the body and take the disguise. And I'm sure you noticed a symbol in the back of his uniform. That symbol will tell you what he is allowed to go through.
All right, now you're talking. Let's see if you can do real push-ups
We have taken no skill.
As you can see, the symbol isn't an exact match, but you can find a plus sign in that uniform we're wearing right now. So we're allowed to go anywhere where the plus sign symbol is.
Operations procedure overwritten. Warning.
Because there are different levels of access for each kind of person. There's like the doctor level, it's level 1,
Commencing
and the surgeon is level 2
resuscitation
access, and then the chief surgeon is level 3 access.
Eric Soders, former training director at the ICA.
procedure. Ready.
Regrettable.
3, 2.
And I briefly consider taking the opportunity to sabotage the surgery, but after playing this on the PS4, I have a funner, a more interesting way to make the kill. Funner. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go around just to
Procedure.
take a tour. But I will eventually head down to the morgue and begin my plan there. Because there are some special items in the morgue that I'm going to make use of.
Welcome, Sergeant.
And those of you who've already played this mission will probably know what I'm talking about. Bear with me for a minute, because at this point I'd actually forgotten the way to the morgue. Now I was just trying to find my way around. It helps, though, because that means even you guys at home get a little toward the level if you've never played this level before. Not a very particularly useful toward level, but a tour nonetheless. So obviously most of the opportunities in this area to kill Eric Soders involve in some way sabotaging his surgery. And there are a lot of ways you can sabotage that surgery. But the one we're going to choose is quite heartbreaking, to say the least. Now that we're here in the morgue, the first thing we're going to do is destroy the evidence. And now we will no longer receive a penalty for recordings.
Oh, that goes without saying. I do still wish we...
And now we gotta make sure we take care of these two somehow.
Go see what the hell that was.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I get the joke now. It's not funny anymore. You have any...
Just gotta put you to sleep. And put you to sleep so that you don't alert anybody when I do my thing. And then we hide the bodies. There's some debate as to whether hiding the bodies actually matters, but I tend to be a very big supporter of body dumping, because I have, on way too many occasions to count, had issues where people found the bodies and screwed up otherwise very solid plans. So, some people will debate whether or not body dumping is important, but at the very least, you should have the bodies moved to a place where NPCs are not likely to find them. Even if you're not going for a silent assassin run, having bodies found tends to be a huge problem. You have to work around. Now, you can see in there that that is the heart Eric Soders is planning to get implanted into him. So we're going to have to acquire that heart. Unfortunately, if we even go near that heart, the guards will freak out, so we gotta take care of these guards. And this would have worked well the first time I tried this, if not for the fact that guards do stupid things. Like turn around for no reason and see the body. I, to this day, have no idea why that guard turned around, because he doesn't ever turn around like 90% of the time. That was some weird glitch in the Matrix that happened right there. But whatever. Doesn't matter. All you gotta do is just move the body so he doesn't see it, and we're fine. Again, hide your bodies. Hide your bodies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a risk if you don't.
That is the right-sided donor heart destined for Soders. This is what he sold out the ICA for.
Also, normally important, but I don't do it in this run, hide the guns too, because if the guards see the guns, they'll pick them up and move them to the security room, and they might find a body when they're doing that, when they're breaking their routine. Hide your bodies, hide your guns. But now the guards are disposed of.
Brilliant solution, 47. With Soders on the operating table, and no hope of getting a second right-sided heart in time, you have effectively killed him without laying a hand on him. This should be a clear message to anyone considering following in his footsteps.
So yes, because he was going to die without that heart, and there is 0 chance of him finding a second one in time for the surgery, we have effectively murdered him.